So just talking about the game, man, wow. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. Our guys, the fight, the perseverance, the resilience. I couldn't be more proud of those guys. Starting out the 28-10, in the hole, guys could have easily gave up, and they didn't. And that shows the heart and the fight that they have. And us outscoring them 35-10 from that point on was just amazing. So I would like to give a kudos to the coaching staff. I would obviously like to give a kudos to our playmakers as well. They made plays when plays needed to be made. We got a saying around here: something good happened, keep playing. Something bad happened, keep playing. Just keep playing. Just keep playing. And that's exactly what they did. From a defensive standpoint, them jumping out 28-10 in the first quarter, the adjustments out there after that were just flat out superb. And then Jacob Roberts, with that play that he made in the second half, coming out after we scored a touchdown, the one-handed interception down the sideline, I mean, that was absolutely remarkable. So defensively, those guys, when they needed to make a play, those guys made play. We needed a big stop at the end, and they got that. Offensively, I'm proud of those guys as well, especially being the offensive coordinator. I felt like the first half we left some plays out there. It was 2 times in the red zone where, we only got a field goal. The other one we turned the ball over. And so there was some opportunity there that we weren't pleased with at halftime. We made the adjustments. Guys were coachable. Guys had a belief that every time we could touch the ball, we could score. And it showed. We were 6 for 6 in third downs that second half. And, when it was time for us to run the win, 6 minutes left, and not get our defense back out, put them out on the field, we took pride in that. And so we've actually had some good experience with that from 2 prior games, and so it showed up when we needed it the most. And so, I told those guys before the game, big-time playmakers make big-time plays, big-time moments of big-time games. And our playmakers showed up. Bayshul Tootin showed up. Jacob Roberts showed up. Jalen Fowler showed up, right? Our playmakers showed up. Zach Leslie showed up. So many guys showed up at the right times when we needed them the most. And I call that competitive greatness. With that being said, it's always some things you need to work on. That's what it's about, right? Watching the film, seeing what you need to work on. It's about growth. So we evaluate the film. We'll make the corrections this week. And, things we definitely got to get better at. Penalties, we definitely got to be better there. I feel like we hurt ourselves in that instance. So we got to be better there. I know offensively we need to be better in the red zone as well. So we definitely got some things we need to work on, but that's good. And I'm excited to attack the work week. Our guys are excited to attack the work week. So we'll get out there today at practice and do that. Now kind of transition into the Norfolk State. So we're playing an opponent. First off, I want to say with these guys, I know several of their coaches, great coaching staff. So I know those guys haven't started out the way that they would have liked, but we got to be ready for everything, their best shot. I know defensively, I'm the offensive coordinator, so defensively, their linebackers are kind of the guys, the 2 leading tacklers. So they're flying around, they're roaming around. Secondary-wise, they got some length. They play multiple fronts, multiple coverages. Eyes and communication has to be critical from our end. Defensively, from talking to offensively, from talking to our defensive coaches, they said the quarterback's a good player, pocket guy, strong arm. Got a playmaker, number 10, so he's quick, he's shifty. Up front, they got a lot of young guys, but every game they're improving. Every game those guys are improving. And special teams, they're sound. So offense, defense, and special teams, they're sound. Like I said, I got a lot of respect for their coaching staff. So, but like any game, it's about us. It's truly about us, and how well we play. I don't care who we're playing. All right, are we going to play with great effort? Are we going to play with great fundamentals? Are we going to play with great technique? Little things make big things happen. And so as long as we approach the work week with that mentality, I plan on having a good outing this week. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. The things that keeps you in the moment as far as sticking with the game plan, because that's what happens, right? Sometimes you get out the game plan and want to come back right now. The first half, we ran the ball well. We ran the ball well in the first half. We didn't convert third downs well. We were 2 for 7 on third down in the first half. We were 6 for 6 in the second half. And on one of those, was an interception. So, from that standpoint, it wasn't tough because we're giving our best player the ball. And, Bayshul Tootin is absolutely special with the ball in his hands. He's special, without the ball in his hands as well. He's a willing blocker. And then up front, those guys were dominant. They were absolutely dominant up front. And all 5 guys. And then also the tight ends and the fullbacks, Romello Kimbrough and Nick Dobson. And, those 7 guys, it was pancakes all over the place out there. And so when you're playing with that type of tenacity, right, and you see that and you visually see that, right, it makes it easier for you to stick with it. On Saturday was probably the most dominant performance I've seen when you talk about all 5 guys, right? It was pretty dominant. It was probably the most dominant I've seen since I've been here. I've been here since 2015. So kudos to Coach Mattis getting those guys prepared. We challenged those guys all week, right? They're talking about the defensive line, right? They're talking about this and that. So we challenged those guys, all right? And we're prepped for this. We've practiced for this, right? What we had to go through perseverance-wise, right? And so we talked about it before the game. When it's time to seize the moment, let's seize the moment. And we thought they did a great job of that. Yeah, those guys were dominant run game and pass game. Shoot, I just said run game because they ran for over 300 yards. But yeah, pass game wise, they did a great job. It starts with eyes and communication. And so those guys, in offensive line, 5 guys equal 1. And so when they're on the same page, they're going to the right guys. They're playing with their fundamentals. They're playing with their technique, right? Those guys can be special. So yeah, pass game wise, I do think they had a nice pocket for Jalen. The whole game pretty much, and there was some times where some guys got away and Jalen was able to do some things with his legs too. So I think it works hand in hand. We have a goal, a no sacks goal. We gave up 1 sack, but that goal for us is not an offensive line goal. The running backs, we had some instances where we're chipping defensive ends and doing some things to slow those guys down, right? They got to have great eyes with their protection as well. So it's more of a team goal. Receivers got to get open, quarterback got to get the ball out. And so the sacks is a team goal, but yes, absolutely, it starts up front. It definitely starts up front. Those guys did a great job. Yeah, and I don't know if it's as fast as much as endurance. Because from 0 to 20 and 0 to 30, he's always been fast. Now I think he's holding that speed for longer. So it allows him to get those 70, 60, and 50-yard runs. So, that's a testament to his hard work in the offseason. Coach Ali working with him in the offseason to improve the things that he needs to work on that can make him more elite. The third down conversions.
Both of them.
I think it was 3. Third down conversions, because that's what it's about. It's about converting third downs. If you want to drive the ball down the field, all right, you want to be successful and you want to score touchdowns, right? First downs, you got to win first down. All right, you got to convert third downs. All right, and then the third piece is the thing we need to focus on the most: red zone touchdowns, not field goals. Because once we get that figured out, all right, our offense is going to go through the roof. All right, so we got to get that part figured out right now. And so we had some opportunities there, but we just got to execute. When the red zone, everything, space shuts down. And so now your fundamentals have to be that much more perfect. Your routes have to be that much perfect. Your balls have to be that much more accurate. So it's just a trickle from space shutting down. So, we're attacking it this week, and hopefully it'll change this weekend. Game plan, it starts with game plan. Preparation, you win the game during the week. All right, and winning is in the preparation. And so all these situations that we see, we practice them. We practice third and short. We practice third and medium. We practice third and long. We practice 2-point plays, right? We practice 2-minute drill. We practice these things. And so really it's about trusting the preparation, trusting to see what you see on film, all right, then coming through and sticking with the game plan and running those plays, and then obviously executing once it comes to the player's standpoint by using great effort, fundamentals, and technique. Me, I'm about this team and what's going to help us be successful. And so I shut out the outside noise. As long as we believe as a team, as long as this offense believe, as long as the defense believe, all right, as long as we're one heartbeat, that's all that really matters. All this other stuff, it works out how it's supposed to work out. When you're disciplined, you do the right things, you play with great effort, play with great technique, play with great fundamentals, and be one unit, all right, you can be special. And so the one unit that we worry about the most is each other, right? Because if we don't believe, nobody's going to believe.